American people. On behalf of my colleagues in the Congress, may I say what a great honor it is for us to invite the Secretary here and to invite each and every one of you to observe this important Women's History Month, and in doing so to acknowledge the extraordinary leadership of a great American, again, Secretary Hillary Clinton. Secretary Hilda Solis, who is Lisa Jackson, Karen Mills, to be suffragettes early on, and women to have the right to vote, and then to remove every other obstacle to women reaching the heights of power in our country. And so we honor each and every one of you who has been part of that, but I especially want to acknowledge the significant work of Congresswoman Lynn Woolsey. And she has been a major part of our ending discrimination against women in their health care as part of the debate that we will be having. And just happens to be that the Secretary is with us on the day when we will put the final vote. Yes. That we all benefited from. Yeah. You probably think I'm going to speak forever, and I could. For reasons, we're so very, very proud of Secretary Hillary Clinton, and proud to honor her National Women's History Month, a woman making progress, a woman making us all proud. Yeah. Yeah.
About as good as it gets. To be here on the day to celebrate Women's History Month with our speaker and with so many friends. It is a special blessing, and I am so grateful to look around and see so many of you with whom I have worked and done so many important tasks and taken on so many difficult issues on behalf of our country. I am delighted to be here, to be able to thank Nancy Pelosi for her leadership, to thank her for her courage, and to see all those who made it possible, from, of course, Steny Hoyer, and so many of you who have been in the trenches. I was so thrilled when that vote finally closed. I don't know, Nancy. I mean, I kept thinking, oh, Lord, what might happen next? And I know what a challenge this was. I have the scars to prove it. They're fading fast now that I know I will have universal equality. But this bill will travel around the world on behalf of our country, on behalf of President Obama, on behalf of all of you. And I have traveled a lot of miles in the last 15 months. And I have had the great privilege of speaking with world leaders about everything from nuclear non-proliferation to Iran, to China, to the Middle East, to Afghanistan. But there are so many, millions throughout our history, and millions more in the world today, whose accomplishments are unheralded. Just look at how few women we have here in Statuary Hall, or throughout the Capitol. Slowly but surely, we are writing women back into history,
Yes.
as the National Women's History Project says. And I was very proud last year when Sojourner Truth took her rightful place with all of you. But I'm thinking about the women around the world whose voices need to be amplified by ours. Think about Aung San Suu Kyi, standing up for democracy. Years and years of house arrest that have never broken her spirit, dented her courage, or in any way stripped her of the grace that she conveys under the most difficult of circumstances. Or think about Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, leading Liberia. I am so touched and moved when I see women leading in their societies, but I'm equally touched and moved when I meet those who are breaking ground, who are truly pioneers. Earlier this month, I met a woman from Afghanistan who has joined her provincial council. She's pushing for educational opportunities for girls. She's working to recognize the rights of the mentally disabled.
Yes.
I met another who's leading an effort to recruit thousands of women in the Afghan National Police Force to better protect women and girls. These are profiles in courage. They may never be included in a book, but they get so much encouragement by knowing that we know their stories, by sharing them with each other. Women in Iraq turned out not only to vote in record numbers, but even ran for office, refusing to submit to fear and intimidation. There are women in Haiti and Chile. The list goes on. And they won't be enshrined in bronze or marble in a magnificent hall like this, but they are the authors of a new chapter in the march toward human equality and progress. So as this Women's History Month draws to a close, let us redouble our efforts to make sure that all the women and girls in our own country have a chance to live up to their own God-given potential. And then let's make sure that we keep reaching out to more girls and women around the world. So this is not just a celebration of Nancy or me. This is a celebration of all the women and girls who may not ever get called Speaker or Secretary of State, but who in their own ways are making it possible for generations to come after them to seize and hold their rightful place. I am thrilled to be representing our country at this time in our history, where we're really on the cusp of being able to relate to and work with countries in a different way, to convey to them that open hand that President Obama spoke about in his inaugural, if they will unclench their fist. And the greatest beneficiaries of this kind of positive engagement will be girls and women, because they are still too often the unfed, the uneducated, the uncared for. A few weeks ago, I was looking at